Good evening and good day. It is July 7th for us and July 8th for others. We are talking Big Brother Australia on today. So- um, I thought we were going to be saving a lot of time this week because we had our pop-up live the other day. That turned out to be a throwaway episode. We still have 2 eviction cycles to get into. So, well, let's not waste any time. Yikes. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined by John Dunphy, and we are talking Big Brother Australia tonight. This is Jury Duty, your favorite Big Brother podcast. You can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty or on our website at bbjuryduty.com. Now that that's out of the way. Our special double eviction was anything but. So that had, who is this now? We had Estelle and Reggie just kind of hanging out in the arcade there.
Yeah.
Hey, how we doing?
What's up, Dan?
Here we are. Welcome. Perfect timing. So yeah, Estelle and Reggie are the arcade goers, right? They're just kind of hanging out in there. Now they kind of got a second chance. The second chance challenge. That worked out.
That's
nice,
right.
That worked out real nice, right?
Very nice.
So the house had to decide who is going to be going into the second chance challenge. Is it unanimously?
Yeah, I think they all had to come to an agreement. I believe.
I sometimes mix up unanimous and anonymous. And sometimes I have to think about it like it's unanimously, right? Unanimous, right? Yes, okay. Yeah, so they had to decide. I was a little surprised with who they selected for this.
Didn't think it was going to be Taras.
I didn't think it was going to be Taras. Oh, I was hoping it wasn't going to be Taras.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it turned out to be okay. I suppose it did. But I guess we'll get to that.
That whole thing was crazy too. It was just like another example of Tim. Like he had Brenton and Taras both being like, wow, maybe I really should do this. Because Tim's being like, this is the hero move. You go in there, you win this thing, and Taras by the end of it is like, send me in, boys.
Yes, I want to do it. Come on, let's go. And I'm like, what?
Like, Tim, how do you do this?
Yeah. What did you think about the beef between Taras and Estelle in the arcade?
Oh my God.
Bitter Betty, huh?
That was the chilliest moment of the season, I think.
I loved it.
I loved it too. It was like very entertaining to watch, but just like the way, because he did not expect that. I don't think he walked in like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" They just were not having it. Mm-mm. They did not want anything. Weren't they? I think they were talking about him actually before he even walked in.
Well, I mean, that's how they edit it. I'm not really sure that that's actually
right.
How
of
that
course.
goes. Right. I don't trust any of that.
But,
I don't.
But from like what we saw, like it just looked like, oh, here they are. They're talking about Taras, and then here comes Taras. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. There's a lot to say about Estelle from this episode too. And I wish I remembered now. Oh shoot. And we'll get there. It's later in the episode anyway. Maybe you'll remember. So anyway, so they had to play the second chance challenge, right? And they had to put down these little puzzle pieces to build a bridge. This whole thing was like insane. I felt really bad for Reggie, like in this.
I wanted to ask you about that. Like because we've said on this, like we love Big Brother Australia, and I love these competitions and how they have almost a Survivor feel at times. But I
Mhm.
mean, I just feel like, and obviously Reggie always competes very hard and puts in like a great effort. I just feel like you see her getting led around the house by people at certain times, and then to expect her to jump on this thing and build this huge beam by herself up in the air, it seems like there are no other competitions they can do to sort of like level the playing field a little bit for someone who isn't able to see as well. And I don't know. This competition in particular seemed like it was very tough. Like, how do you compete? Like,
Right. Right. There's another side to this though. Like not to sound insensitive, but I mean you kind of do know what it is. And it's like, so is everyone else getting the same experience then if you're giving these like if you're giving out like I don't know, playing simpler games or giving someone a handicap, like to kind of like that's not really fair either. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's a weird thing. Um,
I feel like I don't think you necessarily have to give anyone a handicap or make anything simpler. I just feel like there are other games that you can design or competitions you can design that don't make like vision such an important thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, there's got to be other things that they can do in there. Like, they haven't had like any real like mental comps or like real puzzles. Like, it's always very, very physical. And we've seen there are a ton of competitions throughout the season that Reggie's competed in where she wasn't even close to being like the first one out. She to the
mhm.
middle of the pack or made it pretty far into it. So like, good on her for those, definitely. But some of these, I just felt like, okay, she just got evicted. It's a second chance challenge. She's coming in, and now like this is the challenge that Reggie has to try to win. Like, oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, some of it was a tough watch. It was a tough watch. But I do enjoy the fact though that this version of Big Brother does not have like silly puzzles and like crossword
yeah,
puzzles and like crap like that. Like, they're
right,
really like playing like real games. Like these are survivor style games. And
yeah,
I think it causes for some more compelling TV. I do like the cheesiness of ours. Like, I'm not saying I don't like the trivia. Like, how
yeah.
many times did you hear the number one or number two? Like, and this silliness. Like, that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a weird thing.
You know what I
But
love too? Just since we were bringing up BB24 a little bit, but like even the music in Big Brother Australia, I love the music in Big Brother Australia. It's
I
so
love
dramatic. It's so,
all of
oh
it, and
god,
the editing is fantastic. Like, they do like a really good job. Like,
yeah.
with I don't know. I
Like
just think that these
I love our
competitions are very
cheesy music,
specific to
but
this. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
So anyway, they had to put down these like little puzzle pieces to make this bridge. And then once the bridge was complete, had to throw a ball on a track over top and then get it to fall down. I didn't think this was ever actually going to happen. Like fall down
Mm,
like from the track directly into this little hole.
yeah.
I would love to know how long this actually took.
Right.
Like
Right.
there is no way you just breeze through this in like 20 minutes,
This looked like a really hard one. I noticed there was that first time that Taras threw the ball up. It's like they noticed like, oh, wherever it lands in the sand, like just put the basket there. But at
Mhm.
the same time, like that's even kind of a tricky thing because you might throw the ball at different speeds, so the ball rolls down
Right.
at different speeds, and then it's being thrown out of that
And also
chute.
had that extra little thing, like, you don't know how that's gonna pick up, and then, like,
Yeah,
the winds. I can't believe you can't move it again, like, and aim. I don't know. It's very
yeah.
these competitions are ridiculous.
This was wild, and but Taras had such a good strategy though with building that bridge. He was like measuring everything out on the ground so that he wasn't like guessing because that's what killed Estelle. Like Estelle, she was in it for a little bit, but I think it was all the running back and forth. And if you got one wrong piece that was just a little bit off, well, now you got to run all the way back, try to find the
Yeah,
right piece, run all the way back again. Like the way Taras was doing it, just measuring everything out in the sand and then building the bridge. That was the strategy to use in this
very
competition for
smart,
sure.
very, very smart, and that is why
Yeah.
he won.
Yeah.
Um, Voted in, got himself right out. So he did get his hero moment, and that
Yeah.
became his 7th, comp win. Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this. Even if Reggie did the puzzle, how is she going to see where the ball went or aim her throws? Yeah, I know. I know. Which is it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's not really was not built for her.
Yeah.
But in this arena, I mean, what are you going to have? This more hanging? I don't know. They don't
Right.
do trivia here, It's not their thing, not their thing. So this left Estelle and Reggie up for elimination.
Yeah.
Now, here's my thing. Estelle, I remember having a very good argument. I remember thinking, oh, wow. Like, whatever she said there was really, really good. And I don't remember what she said, but I remember being very, very impressed. You want to go back on Twitter and see if you can find it, but who knows? Who even knows? It's too bad. There was definitely something that Estelle had done here that I know I had really been impressed with.
Yeah, she was, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. And I'm mad at myself because normally I try to write down a little something about like what people are pitching, and all I wrote was that Estelle, because she knew at that point she didn't have Johnson or Alicia. Johnson or Alicia were going to send her out, so she was trying to work on like Brenton and Taras, and all I wrote down was that Taras likes Estelle's pitch.
Oh, because wasn't her pitch basically that, like, if Reggie goes, she has no one to work with. So she's like, it makes sense for you to work with me. It was something like that. It makes sense for you to work with me, because I'm not going to have anybody. And you know that you can trust me because I don't have anybody else and I have no choice. It's still in my best interest to trust you. So that's how you know you can trust me. And I was like, that's good. That's really good because it's so honest,
Right.
You don't have to question whether or not, like, I'm going to keep my word here because I still want to win and I'm not going to get there unless I do. So I got no choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think she even was like making a little bit of an argument that like she's won competitions, so she can be a weapon there for you. So she did this whole sort of thing for Estelle. It seemed like people were like, "This is a new Estelle." That's what everybody seemed to be saying, and throughout this episode, at least towards the end of it. So, she was definitely going hard at the end. I thought she might pull something up, but I was like, "There's no way that they're going to vote Reggie twice." Twice in 2 days. Oof.
Right. And at this point, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna. I think we're gonna see Reggie at the end.
I hope so. I want her there.
Here's the thing. I don't not want her there. I love Reggie. And I feel like if she's there, I am going to vote for her. I mean, if we're able to. I don't know how the voting is going to work, but I feel like I would vote for her. But there is still a part of me that does feel bad for these newbies because they are getting a little robbed of an experience. That's all. They've already lost, and that's unfortunate. It is going to take some of the luster out of the finale. It's going to be special in its own way to see this woman who has overcome like such a problem, like in the house. As far as like, well, she didn't win me. I don't think she won comps. I think she came close, but she had a very inspiring story. She really did overcome a lot.
Yeah,
and I don't know, but then now it's not like you're going to be looking like, oh, I can't wait to see what this person says in their speech. Maybe that'll sway something. Nothing will.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Kite Man Dan thinks Reggie's winning twice, huh?
Yeah, of course she is. If she goes, she already won. Unless somebody is brave enough to push her out, she already won.
Yeah.
Bringing her back made Johnson and Alicia basically atone for their sins and make everyone want to stay even more. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, before Reggie actually came back into that game, what did you think of that moment where like they got video messages from housemates that had been evicted already, and they had that one from Dave being like, Reggie, if you're still in there, like keep going, and like
I hope you are.
Johnson, Alicia, they're all looking around at each other like like what did we do?
that was painful even for me, and I had nothing to do with Reggie's exit, like that.
It's like like in that moment I'm like, what were we thinking? It's like, I'm not a part of this.
Oh gosh, that was bad. That was bad. But now after the end of all this, obviously, Estelle, she did still leave. So much for her pitch. But again, that pitch would have been better served if she was sitting next to Tim.
Yeah.
I think that anyone sitting next to Reggie, well,
I totally agree.
except him apparently.
Right, right.
But yeah.
Oh God. Oh man. Well, I enjoyed watching Estelle. She killed those competitions, so
Yeah.
she was fun. She did a great job.
This is where we would be surmising Sonia's style. However, that segment is canceled. This stream, okay, because she did not post an acceptable photo for judgment. And we are not happy about this. We're not happy. See, I'm very curious about this old format. You're not the first person to say this. Kite Man Dan says, they should just go back to the old format after Reggie wins. There's no point in having strategy if Australia doesn't care about it. Do you think that they don't care about it, or that it was affected by the fact that this was OGs versus newbies? I definitely think that the strategy is not their favorite, but I wonder if we might have been more receptive. This was all newbies. Because they don't seem to care when an OG does something.
Right. Right.
They also didn't care when Gabby did certain things. There were certain people that were exempt from this. It's just for some reason it's Johnson, Alicia, and like Taras that are really getting it,
Yeah, I guess they're like,
ever since it came back in 2020. That's too bad. And that's when I found it and I started liking it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I wonder if this like OG, because people haven't liked the strategy that much, right? Even, like we just said, like I feel like maybe the OGs can help a little bit in some way. Like if I feel like the way that like Tim and Reggie and Estelle and Tully talk about the newbies and like the game style they were playing and the moves they made and stuff like that, maybe it could bring some Big Brother Australia fans around more to the strategy type thing. Like I don't know. I don't know.
It didn't seem to work here. When you're saying like an all OG season to kind of introduce people to it, is that what you're suggesting?
I even mean just the aftermath of this season. Like if the OGs talk very positively about the newbies and the moves they were making and stuff, maybe it could make people sort of warm up to some of these newbies and like Johnson who've been making these big moves. Like I don't know. Maybe they could have some sort of influence over it.
That's not going so great on Twitter, I'll tell you.
No.
There's some really not nice things that are being said over there. Did you see what Taras posted on his Instagram story? With that girl who like called him like a fucking piece of shit or something like that. Like really just
what?
Like just yeah, it was really gross.
It's our like, boy, you can't do that.
People are really crazy. People are really crazy. Oh yeah, here it is. She says, yeah, you little fucking dirty weasel. If you win the 250K, I can promise you you're not ever going to ever enjoy it. You are a fucking dirty little weasel. Your parents should have aborted you rather than giving birth to you, you horrible human being. Like, are you kidding me?
This is what somebody said to Taras over a game show.
Yes, this is what he found in his DMs, and then he just posted on his story. Like, are you kidding? Because we're playing a game? Like, I can't imagine saying that to anybody, like, to begin with.
Yeah.
But, like, all of this over a game, people you don't know. Like, you're out here, you're so angry and fired up for people you've never met, defending people you don't know to people you don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So
I just and like I get it, like the format's very different, but I don't think that it like some of the relationships and the things that fans have liked about the old format are completely gone. Like some of my favorite moments of this season of BBAU 14 have been like seeing Johnson and Reggie like hang out together and cook in the kitchen. Like those have been really nice moments. We've gotten to know about Johnson's family. We got to see Tim's partner, you know what I mean, in one of these like we've seen very personal moments from all of them and gotten to know them, but they're also playing this really fun strategic game. playing
Right.
competitions, competing against each other. I feel like it's a great mix of everything. Honestly,
I
I don't
think
know.
it's been
Even
wonderful. I don't know what anybody's
yeah,
talking about.
I
I think
really
it's
really
been
love this game. I think the social part of it, the strategy part of it is all great. I hope and I hope that people that don't like it in Australia maybe start to come around to it at some point. I'm hoping maybe this season will help with it. We'll see how things go though.
It's over. They already have not. We're at the end here. It's over. They hate it. Either way, I hope it's renewed. I don't care what they think of it. I like it. So hopefully there's enough of us like to kind of keep
Yeah.
it going. Yeah, I don't think they give it to him. It's just very disappointing.
Yeah.
They haven't come around at this point.
Well,
This is the third
oh,
one.
well.
You know, it's the third one. Yeah.
Oh, so where are we?
Dan says, I don't know if that season makes it worse or better.
It could go either way. I could see it being worse after this because
Yeah, they're really
God,
mad about it.
yeah,
So Taras wins the next nomination challenge.
the beast that he is.
Oh, okay, yeah. This was stacking the blocks while walking on that balance beam, holding like
Yeah,
oh my
the ropes.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, you had to. Oh my God, this looked so unbelievably frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. The only time I've ever seen anything like this reminded me of that one in Survivor where they make them hold that rope, and they had to stack the blocks to say like immunity, and it's like kind of flopping like this. That's what this was kind of giving me those vibes. I mean, obviously not the same, but that same type of like focus and balance that would be necessary.
You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it's so true.
So and King Taras took the win on this one too. I thought Tim might. He came really close.
Oh my God. You could see he just rushed. He was on his last block and he just rushed a little too much.
Yeah.
I could see the moment because he was walking very slowly and then took two very quick steps. And it was like right after that, just came toppling down. And
I wonder if those two quick steps, because maybe he started to like lose his balance on the beam.
Yeah.
You know,
Oof.
Either way, it's too bad.
I was rooting for Tim in this. I mean, awesome job, Taras. And like, we love you. So like, congratulations. But I was kind of rooting for Tim in this comp just to see what would happen.
Wow. All right. That's your opinion.
That is. I'm happy with the outcome though. I'm happy Taras won. Because he would have been in major danger if he did not win. So
if Tim won, what do you think he would have done?
I think he would have put up Taras, and I think I could have seen him putting up Johnson and Alicia because we heard him in this week saying a couple of times like Johnson and Alicia have to be broken up.
I don't know that he
maybe not both of them.
Alicia and Brenton.
I think you're as we're talking about it. I think you're totally right. I think it would have been Taras, Alicia, and Brenton.
Yeah, I think Brenton is a shoe-in for sure because he already did that once. There's no reason why he wouldn't do it again.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have touched Johnson.
And I do wonder at that point if Taras would have been. I mean, obviously he would have been in danger if Tim won and put him up. But like, I wonder if he would have had the votes to stay safe because at that point. I might be. I guess not technically, because Taras then nominated, right? He nominated Johnson, Brenton, and Tim. But at that point, before he nominated Johnson, they still, I think, were sort of okay. It was like once Taras nominated him again, Johnson was like, all I told Taras was, if he's going to nominate me, tell me beforehand. And he didn't do that. And that's when Johnson, like at that point, Johnson would have sent Taras right out. But I feel like before Taras putting that nomination on him, they might have been able to still like work together. Maybe Johnson and Alicia still vote to keep Taras then, so I'm curious to see how that all would have played out.
I'm glad we don't get to see it. So I think it would have meant the end for Taras.
It certainly could have.
Yeah. I don't, I think it would have.
The only way that I think it wouldn't happen is if, Taras doesn't have Johnson mad at him for nominating him because Taras didn't have the power to do that. And then, like, if I could see if Tim is interested in breaking up Alicia and Johnson, but doesn't want to nominate Johnson, maybe this is the way to now say, like, let's get rid of Alicia and, like, Taras sort of, like, escapes eviction that way, maybe because they want to break up that duo of Johnson and Alicia. But I don't know. Tim, I think, had his sights pretty set on Taras at that point, though.
Yeah, and I think that Tim needed to be, because Taras was winning he wins everything. So like,
Yeah.
if you have a chance to get him out, especially at this stage, you really should. Not that I want that, but like it would make good sense. But Taras does win, and puts up Tim, Johnson, and Brenton. Whatever. He wasn't going to put up Reggie, especially not after that all that hullabaloo. Yeah, whatever. I kind of makes sense. Feel bad for Johnson in this sense, because he could have told him.
Yeah,
but
this made sense. It didn't surprise me.
But Kenny, don't they say don't speak to anyone? Like, I don't know.
I guess it would have had to be before the competition. It would have had to be like, hey, listen, if I win, I might put you up. But I think after the competition happens, you're not allowed to speak. Like, you have,
right,
goes right
like,
into
so
the
you're not
room.
allowed. What if you didn't even intend to before that, and then like, I don't know, you saw some facial expressions, you picked up on something, said, you know what, I need to do it this way. So I'm not allowed to change my mind, because I didn't let you know first. Like, yeah. So like, I don't know. I some of that is like a little silly, but
yeah.
It's also like some kind of like misdirected anger also, I think.
I'm sure part of it is just like, we're so close to the end, and now you're putting me up, like,
right, like this is too risky. This is too risky. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. Yeah. This kind of ended the way I expected it to, though. And kind of the way that it needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim left. I'm fine with that. He did play a magnificent game, though. It makes me very, very excited to watch him play BB Can. Just to be playing in a completely different format. I'd be very curious to see how he maneuvers around that.
Yeah. And I feel like he almost escaped danger again, I think, Tim. Did you see how hard that decision was for Brenton? He took his shirt off and was screaming into it. It started crying, like,
and I was like, wow, look at the power that Tim has over people. Even after Tim put him up, put your game in danger. You have like, this much of a problem sending him home,
right?
Wow.
And it was that close. If Brenton went the other way, just on like a gut thing, if he just decided, I'm going to vote this way, like, Tim would still be in there.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch how he could just manipulate, though, and just everyone. Like work things and spin things into the way that he wants. It's really incredible. I can't wait to watch his season of Big Brother Canada, but I'm already thinking, like, I want to see him again on like another season coming up at some point.
Yeah, I would like to see him do something else. Like, what if we bring back Over the Top and put Tim in that? Because even that's a little different, like something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Big Brother Australia. It could be any version of it. I would love to just see Tim Dormer again.
Yeah, I'd like to see him again too. And I don't think that's impossible.
Yeah.
Just from the way he seems to be so revered, I don't think that's impossible. If he's already been international, why wouldn't you do it again, Yeah.
Well, it's definitely true.
Yeah. So what are we expecting going forward? This little clip at the end, as they're talking about, all right, these are your final, what is it, final 5 now? Final 4?
Yeah.
What are we up to?
Final 5.
Yeah. And they're all walking down the hallway, and there's slow motion with the dramatic music. Why did they have to have Alicia in her oversized T-shirt and sweatpants? Like, she don't look like somebody who's about to go get something done. Like, I said, come on. Like, you can... And then even Taras in his shirt is at Hot People, because... I don't know, some hot people.
I don't even know what it says. I've seen him wear it a million times.
Like yeah, it's like, no, come on. This is not their getting business done outfits.
I also love that, like, that is Taras's like competition outfit. Like, when they told him, like, all right, you have to go to the second chance challenge right now, get your competition gear on. He put that like palace sweater that he's always wearing, and underneath is hot people cause cool something.
They cause cool planets or something.
Like that is his that is his like competition gear. I think I love it.
I love it. I just adore that man. Adore that man.
I have a question I wanted to ask you real quick that I meant to bring up. It's from the eviction ceremony. And I forget what Sonia actually asked Taras, but he made a comment saying like, "Oh, I think Alicia's kind of lucky to be here." Do you remember that? You remember that comment?
Who said that now?
Taras. And Alicia was like, "Hey, wait a minute."
But honestly, it is true though. It is true, and you kind of forget that she was evicted, and no one seems to care. Yeah, that's interesting because it really, when that happened to Sam and when it happened to Drew, those things came up. Like, well, you're already evicted once. Like, why wouldn't we just evict you again? No one said that about Alicia. At least not that we heard.
There was a point, and I love Alicia. But there was a point where she was talking about Estelle and Reggie and how they might have a chance to come back into the game. And she was like, "No, I voted them out. I sent them home. I want them gone." And I was like, "Do you remember that you left the game and came back in?"
Well, yeah, but she has to say that, though, because at the same time, like, if they do come back in, she's fucked, you know, because she did it. I get why she doesn't want them to come back.
Of course. It was just funny the way she was saying it, because all I could think was, wait, you did the same thing. Why so mad? I just thought it was funny.
I don't disagree.
But, you know. Oh, wow. We're getting some fun messages right now. We'll talk about that later.
That's what I was just reading. It's like, what's happening here?
Talk about that later.
Yeah. Well, it just further confirms that our speaker series is not canceled. We've got some other Australians that are going to be hopping on the pod for sure. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, we're not done. We got more people to talk to. Ironically, though, like that's all I have. Like,
this was a pretty straightforward week. I feel like there wasn't a lot of like. As much as we've been saying we loved all the strategy and the strat chat, there wasn't as much of that. We opened up like because we talked about our first Monday episode, and then we had the arcade, and then they went straight to a second chance challenge, right to a nominations challenge, and then it was time for, you know, to nominate people and go to the eviction. So it was a pretty straightforward week, I feel like.
Right, and also that Tuesday episode almost felt like a do-over, like. Okay, you had the excitement of Taras now going into the challenge and like, oh, woohoo, woohoo. But it still ended up being like Estelle and Reggie, and we just did it again. So it's like, you know. Right.
And I feel like even the last episode of this week was a lot shorter than some of the others. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was.
It's like 15 to 17 minutes shorter, I thought.
And at first I was like, oh, this is good. Good. We'll get through this quickly. And I'm like, oh, no. That means we're winding down because we don't have as much to put in. Yeah, kind of sad. We can't say yet, Dan. We can't say. We're not allowed. No. But it is somebody we discussed tonight. That's actually not a large amount of people. Like, really, when you think about it at this point, you know.
We discussed the top 7 because that includes Estelle and Reggie, who were still in there. We mentioned Gabby. We mentioned Sam. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
we mentioned Taras, who's already been here. So it really does whittle it down. Actually, two people that we discussed tonight we're chatting about coming.
Oh, that's right.
And a third
exciting
that we did not discuss tonight. We have a lot of stuff still happening.
Yeah, very busy people.
Yeah, simply because Big Brother Australia is coming to a close does not mean that we're done with it. All right. You know, we still have stuff to do. But yeah, so any Hoosers, what do we have the week coming up here? So we have Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Can I ask one more question? Because I know we've been talking about Tim being evicted, but I just wanted to ask you.
Why? We already did.
I know, but his pitch that he was making, right? That got Brenton so like freaked out. What did you think of this pitch that Tim was trying to make? Like, this is the move. This is how the newbie wins. You sit next to me and Reggie in the end.
I mean,
like,
everyone
you
should
work
know
with us.
that's listen. There, unfortunately, there is a part of that is true.
Right.
Yes.
And I think for a couple of reasons, because you show Australia that you're working with the OGs, getting to the end with them. But I also thought about this. What do you think? Let's say it ended up being Reggie, Johnson, Tim in the end, right? A lot of Australia loves Reggie. A lot of
Tim.
Right. A lot of Australia loves Reggie. A lot of
Mhm.
Australia loves Tim. You could have a real case where votes are getting split there, which kind of automatically sinks Tim's and Reggie's totals because Australia's going to be torn on which one they want to win there, which could open the door for somebody like a Johnson, Alicia, another newbie to take the win. Australia would have to be united. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but I don't. Unfortunately, if BB Twitter is to be believed as like, an accurate pulse of the situation, I'm not exactly sure that Johnson is going to get those votes at all. I don't think Tim. I don't think Tim is splitting any votes with Reggie.
You don't think so? See, I think that if it was two newbies and one OG in there, it would be very clear the OG would win it in a landslide. But I think that if it's two OGs, it might be a little bit more of a difficult decision, and the OGs might be pulling votes away from each other, which could potentially open the door for like a newbie to get enough votes. I'm not saying I definitely think that would happen. I'm just saying I considered it as a possibility. That like if you're going to go to the end, you almost have to take two OGs that are competing against one another for votes rather than having one OG that's going to get all of the votes. That's the kind of the way that I was thinking about it.
I hear you. I mean, I think anything's possible. Anything's possible. I don't see any world where anyone is able to siphon off any votes from Reggie that are significant enough that's going to keep her from winning. I think that's going to be the landslide. I truly do.
I do. I think Tim would have been the only person, though, that could have gotten those votes away from her.
Maybe. People are just so diehard on Reggie, which I understand. As much as I love Taras and some of these other people, I would have a hard time. I'd have to. I wish it'd be one of those situations you could vote for more than one. Like if you get to vote, like get 4 votes, I'd like to give 2 and 2, and I would feel good about that.
Yeah.
But that's just because I personally love Taras, but the way that people are with Reggie and have this previous relationship with her, yikes.
Yeah, that's true. Because like when I think about it, like even 2 OGs, I think if it was like somebody like Reggie, a newbie, and Estelle, I think Reggie would take it. I think the only person that really could split the votes like that would be if Reggie and Tim were both there in the end. That's what I think. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm here for it. Yeah, so, I just think Reggie really should have gone a long time ago if you were serious about winning.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw this guess. I cannot answer this. But now Taras has to know that he's not winning if he takes Reggie. I think everyone has to know they're not.
Yeah.
And that's why I just think some of this is a little sad. It's a little sad.
Right.
But it is. I will tear up when Reggie wins.
Oh, that'll be. I mean, she's. When you think about like what she's gone through and why she's in there and like how like the struggles that she's faced herself, and then to know that like even within her own family she has her kids that are sick, and like it's just. I love Reggie. She
just has such a great personality, just from what we've seen. Like I mean, some of the moments I love the most in this season, like laugh the most at, and everything really came from her. I feel like if they don't take Reggie out, maybe they deserve to lose. Right. but I also understand why they didn't do it. And that's why Tim's argument there did like kind of have some weight, because you want to be the newbie that works with the OGs. But if you are the one that works with the OGs, then you already lost anyway. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So what is it? Sunday,
Sorry.
Monday, and Tuesday now.
Yep.
It's kind of strange and exciting.
I'm excited about like the possibility of maybe trying to do something over the weekend with this Sunday episode if we can.
Yeah, I see some value in doing that, because I feel like finale night, you're not going to want to get into everything, especially if. Did you take off? Are you going to go in late? What are you doing?
Still
Are we going?
TBD.
Oh, yeah, we need to know. We have to be able to tell the people.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Are we going to pod about the finale then, like the next Thursday? No, we can't.
Yeah.
You know, when else are we going to do it?
Okay.
It has to be the weekend.
Okay. Right, and we don't want that.
No, because next
we
Thursday.
Immediate reaction. That's what we need.
Yeah, that's our birthday. That's the Jury Duty birthday. All right, we're celebrating 1 year next Thursday for the first eviction night of BB24. Okay, so we can't talk Australia that night. We're busy.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we do Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I have a good feeling though.
I guess check the socials. We'll let you know when we're talking about it next. Probably Sunday night, at least to go over Sundays.
Yeah.
I see that being very possible after 24.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's it, I guess. Anything else for the benefit of the community?
I don't think so.
All right.
That's it.
Well, listen, I had a blast tonight. All right. Hoot and a half.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty or on our website, bbjuryduty.com. And we don't know when we'll be back, but sometime soon. At least at least Monday, but not with Australia. Monday is Mon 1 Monday.
Mon 1.
And that's how we go out. Thanks so much.